What got me here? I used to think I handled stress pretty well. I didn't explode. I didn't rant. I didn't make scenes. I just showed up and did the work. Kept it professional, and when things got heavy, I told myself that's just part of being an adult. And when it really got heavy, I trained. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu was my pressure valve. You don't have time to overthink when someone's trying to choke you out. Some days I got my beep kicked. Other days I did the beep kicking. Either way, you shake hands after. I told myself I was leaving everything on the mat, but looking back, not everything stayed there. There was a lot going on around that time. Before the school situation, there was the health club. I've been working there for a couple years, stayed late, worked hours off the clock, learning how to be a membership director. I had the degree in sports management. I was already training people at the front desk, and when the position opened up, I thought it was mine. I interviewed well. They told me that. Then they went with another candidate, a coworker. She'd only been there a few months, still in training. Under me, I trained her, and they chose her over me. Ain't gonna lie, that one hurt pretty bad. Then came the school. I was trying to go back to a place where I helped build the PE program from the ground up. Not just any school, an international baccalaureate school, a flagship campus. When we first went to IB, I was the assistant coach. But I was the one making PE meaningful, connecting it to classroom learning, making movement intentional. I believed in that program. Honestly, that was the house that Patrick Mother effing Garcia built. When my boss left, I thought this was my moment. I was the only coach in the city with IBPE experience. I'd already done the work, lived it, and thought I'd come back, this time as the head coach. The principal made me feel like I had a real shot. Then, one day she sat across from me and said, I don't know what's going to happen with the position, but we interviewed another coach and we really liked him. I remember thinking, well, why the hell am I sitting here then? I tried to file a grievance, but the teachers' union wouldn't touch it. Flagship school, politics. That one hurt. Then in 2017, the coach they really liked quit, moved away. Position opened again, same principle. I applied, made it clear I wanted to come back, and they hired someone else. Again. No experience running a program, just another guy. That one didn't just sting, that one lodged somewhere deep. I didn't rage. I didn't quit education. I didn't burn any bridges. I just folded it inward, told myself to be tougher. Around that same time, my body started doing some weird stuff. August 17th, 2017. I wasn't in a good headspace at that time. Stressed, worn down. Went for a drive to cool off. Somewhere between frustration and autopilot, I noticed my forehead hurting under my hat. I took it off, felt a lump, didn't think much of it. Then my lips started swelling. I turned around and went to my doctor. Never had allergies before, never reacted to anything. Figured Doc would give me just shoot me up with a steroid shot and send me on my way home. He took one look at me and said, You need to go to the ER now. And he said if I couldn't drive, he'd call an ambulance. And I told him I was fine. I was stubborn. The hospital was 3 minutes away. And I made it. ER staff didn't mess around. My face was swelling. Nobody knew why. Not even me. Then breathing started getting tight, heavy, like my chest wasn't listening to me anymore. And they moved fast. Noticed my vision started going white around the edges. Everyone sounded slow, like they were underwater. And I remember asking if they gave me Benadryl or something. And they said no. Then everything went calm. Not sleepy, just calm. I couldn't feel my body. No pain, no fear, just this weightless quiet. I could still hear them cutting my Green Lantern shirt, my favorite shirt, and and I guess I could feel a little bit of them putting electrodes on my chest. I heard somebody say my blood pressure was at 0, and all I know is everything was white. And I wasn't scared. That's the part that kind of sticks with me. I was completely at peace, and that should have scared me, but it didn't. Then a thought cut through it. Thought about my wife and my son, and I said, "Nah, this can't be it." And just like that, I was back. My eyes open, breathing, fully there. They gave me meds, and one of the doctors later said they thought they were about to shock me back. But I went home alive, but not unchanged. After that, I started getting hives, swelling, random reactions I never had before. Doctor eventually said stress can do that. It turns out your body keeps score even when you pretend everything's fine. Years later, I found out the dry skin I had in my ears ever since I was a kid. It was psoriasis. Stress lit it up like a fuse and it spread fast. At one point, I stopped training jiu-jitsu because basically life happened. And wouldn't you know it, that's when my psoriasis really blew up. Turns out Brazilian jiu-jitsu wasn't just keeping me in shape, it was keeping my immune system busy. I stopped choking people, so my body started choking me. Lesson learned. So then I started writing. Wrote a book called Fluffy Ninjas, teaching coping skills to kids. And then this other book just kind of poured out of me called The Intervention When the System Fails. And I didn't expect writing that one to hurt the way it did. Everything that happened to the main character in that story was inspired by real stuff, real losses, real betrayals, and real frustration. The vigilante part, that was the fantasy. But the pain, that part was real. Writing it felt like reopening rooms I'd sealed off, and I'd realized something. I wasn't strong because I stayed quiet. I survived because I adapted. This channel exists because I don't internalize the same way anymore. I talk, I write, I create. I still push myself, just not at the cost of my own body. I didn't die that day. I didn't get a message from the universe. But I guess I did get a warning. And I'm still here to listen to it. And by the way, I am still a little pissed about that Green Lantern shirt. I'm who a certain comedian would call fluffy. And man, that shirt, it fit just right. It was soft. It was comfortable. It looked good on me. It was my favorite shirt, and they cut it off of me. So that one kind of stings still. But that's the end of that story. If you like this story, leave a like. If you didn't like this story, leave a like anyway. Thank you for listening.